There's this clip going around of Steve Bannon speaking about, all the foreign nationals that's been dominating, Silicon Valley. But I want you to check out what he says about, immigration and how it's really been affecting definitely FBAs. But check this out.
Why should an American citizen, his family's been here 5 or 6 generations, that can go to college, get a degree, and is smart enough, why should they have to compete against the world on the territory inside the United States? It's not fair. Until Silicon Valley, until these places have, 20% African American and 20% Hispanic, I'd like to put an exit visa on every college graduate, foreign student that graduated from college here in 30 days to leave and go back home and help make their nation great again. And we shouldn't take any foreign students in community colleges. That should be for American citizens, particularly for African Americans and Hispanics. They're never going to get up the economic chain unless we do this. You're not going to get folks into high value added post-industrial jobs based around artificial intelligence or coding or anything like that until we make the engineering schools and computer science schools available to them. And right now we don't. This is the reason. It's not about intelligence. It's about access to opportunity. This is why Silicon Valley has virtually no African Americans and no Hispanics. It's de minimis. They have to compete against the whole world for those jobs. And this is one of the reasons you're seeing the seething anger is that people aren't getting good jobs. And one of the reasons they're not getting good jobs, they have to compete against the whole world here in the United States. It's simply not.
Yes, people have been speaking about that for years, that FBAs aren't in Silicon Valley. Not that we're not smart. We have a lot of smart brothers. So as a matter of fact, if you get an FBA that went to college, we had to be 10 times better. We always have to be 10 times better because that's the way the American system is, that black people have to be 10 times better. So if you get an FBA that's trained and college educated, you're going to get somebody extremely smart. Let's call it what it is. And they purposely keep us out because they don't want FBAs to get that technological knowledge and create their own companies, their own software, their own AI. You understand what I'm saying? They want to now when Steve Bannon said it should be 20% FBA, 20% Hispanic, and I guess what? Well, how much Asian? Because you didn't mention Asian, and how much white? You didn't mention white. But even though we can really get down to being, picky about that, the main thing that what he was saying is we don't have 20% of FBAs in Silicon Valley right now. We don't. It's somewhere around, I think, barely 1%. So to go from barely 1% to 20%, that's a big jump. That's also a big jump in capital that can come to the Black American community because those jobs sometimes paying $75 to $100+ an hour. You understand what I'm saying? And black folks want to make that kind of money for their family. But we should not be prioritizing foreign nationals, flying them in here to any of those jobs when you got FBAs that can do these jobs. So I'm always going to support policies that's put America first. I'm always going to support policies that talk about mass deportation because there's a lot of FBAs are suffering right now when I can't even get a job because these companies are prioritizing foreign nationals. So, Steve Bannon, definitely not one I've agreed with a whole lot of times, but he's extremely spot on. But I will say this also about Steve Bannon. He also called out the election with black men. And he had called out, I remember when he did it, they made a big deal about it. He said it's going to be more black men voting this time for Trump than it was the last time. He called it right down the middle, and that's what ended up happening. Because I guess he can just see the writing on the wall with some of these things. He said we got a big inroad with black men. Why? Because black men want to provide for their families. Black men want to work a career. Black men want to be entrepreneurs. That's why it's a little bit more attractive to hear America First policies and mass deportation so black men can't, don't have to, like you say, compete with people undercutting salaries, undercutting this, undercutting that, and black American men, lose out, or just black people in general lose out. So I can definitely rock with a 20% increase, definitely for Silicon Valley. So this country was built by FBAs. It wasn't built up by all these foreign nationals. So why do they get prioritized? And I'm always going to say that.